Hello, my dearest friends. I pray you guys are doing well today. Today has been kind of iffy. It's like it hasn't been too far on one side and too far on the other side, but we're here. It's just one of those days where Source was like, you need to get in front of your camera. So here I am, here to deliver a message. And this message today is specifically on and for those who are looking for a sign in this present moment. Um, Sign on a direction that you should choose, a pathway to choose. And this topic had came up because I've talked about this to someone before and I have told them this, but then sometimes I forget. So, this message had to represent itself within my life. So, I'm here to also maybe represent it to you or just present it to you in general. Yes, if it resonates, it resonates. But let's get into the message, right? I'll give you a little bit of story about today and how this message came about and represented itself in my life today. So I was in the city coming back from one of my classes and I was talking to myself, talking in my head, like, oh, there's something that I want to do or something that I want to try. And I was like, okay, universe, give me three sevens if I should do this. If this is a sign for me to do this, I'm thinking about it right now. Give me a sign that this idea is right. And like this idea is right and I should follow through on this. And immediately when I asked that question, I had to, like, there was a pause and I was like, well, Kaya, aren't you asking for a sign because you know the correct answer, right? Like, and I think that's such a common thing to do, right? Definitely when we get into, and I don't even think it's just a spiritual thing. I think it's just a human thing sometimes is where we are looking for those signs maybe from the universe to say, hey, this is where you should go, even if you already have that thought, right? So back to the story here, like I'm looking for that sign, and I'm at this point I'm asking, I'm like, okay, so I want to see 777, right? Like, so in my mind I'm looking around, I'm trying to find these sevens, right? Because there's something i'm I want to do this, and I wanted that push, I wanted that nudge. And that's what made me pause, is because I was searching for those signs. Like I was I was truly searching for them. So at that point I had to realize, so if I'm searching for these signs, that means that I want this to come through. I want to be able to do this, but I'm waiting for the universe to tell me. And then I had another big pause and was like, okay, Kaya, first off, you're waiting for the universe to give you the sign, and you are the universe. You are the sign. You're waiting for yourself to give yourself the sign. And does that make sense? Like, I'm trying to make sure that makes sense, because if you think about the law of one, right? Our first law, the law of oneness, we are all one, everything is one, right? If I am asking the universe for a sign, I'm essentially asking myself for that sign. I am asking myself to believe that this sign is true or that this is true. And I think sometimes we look for that sign, we look externally for the universe to give us that sign, because in case this fails, I can just say, hey, I was just following the universe. I was just following the synchronicities. I was just following the signs of what I thought to be, rather than, and also, if it does go through, if it works out the way that you wanted it to work out, you can be like, oh my gosh, the universe is so supportive. This is, I just followed the signs of the universe. And I think that's also where we need to hold ourselves accountable too, because again, if you think about the law of one, you think about who you're asking these signs from. Like if you are asking the universe for a sign, you're asking for your higher self to give you a sign. You're asking for yourself to give you a sign, because you are essentially the universe. You are this higher being that you are asking to pull or to get this information from. um so I think it's about acknowledgement and also accountability too, that, you know even so, say you, let me think about how I want to say this. I've just been talking. Um, Okay, so let's say like okay, you're asking the universe for this sign and you are like again, okay, right? Like for example, like the moment that I had today where I'm asking the universe for sevens because I want to see if I should do this thing. And instead of just doing it because I got that feeling, I'm asking the universe for a sign just in case that it does not go right, right? What if I just did it and it did not go right? I think that hits a little bit differently rather than if I am asking for a sign, I'm waiting for the universe to tell me yes or no. And rather than if I just do it, right? Do it because I feel it. Do it because I want that sign. I was looking for that sign. And that essentially was a yes for me. And it's also about tuning into those little intuitive hits that our body gives us, right? That if I am asking for a sign, that means I want to see it. I was looking for that sign. I need like that's something to tune into to come into realization about myself. And then I also had to realize too that I'm asking for the universe to show me this or whatever. But rather than if I didn't, and if it does not go right, right? If it doesn't go right, if I do this thing still and it doesn't go as planned, then I'm just going to take that hit. Like I'm taking that hit and I'm about to keep going on through my life. But I don't want to live a life to where I am just constantly looking for signs for something to tell me what to do rather than taking accountability for my own life, right? This is that free will aspect of life, is that yes, there are events that are fated, but there are also events that are these fated events are determined by our actions of free will. And so let's say that it does not go quote unquote right? Um, is it necessarily wrong? Or is this just, setting me up for something different? Maybe I needed to, you know, do this and be told no for a new door for me to open, for someone else to see me at that place and be like, hey, wait, I saw you trying to do this. What about this? And there's this whole new opportunity, right? So essentially, of course, the things that we think are wrong are not necessarily wrong. These are learning moments. And instead of just taking them as a hit and instead of just internalizing them so bad and be like, damn, I made the wrong decision. No, you made a learning decision. And and sometimes it's not even a learning decision. Sometimes it's just a redirection. Sometimes it's just you needed to go here to be told no so you can move this way. Sometimes that no makes you think differently. And it's like, oh, wait, maybe I don't want this. Maybe I really want something that's over here. Or maybe on the walk to that place, you see another place that is like, wait, let me go here instead. So again, if you're looking for the universe to tell you those signs, and you find yourself searching for that sign, take accountability and notice that you want to see this happen, right? If you are looking for a sign, you are essentially answering that question yourself. You want this, right? And this is like that same thing. When sometimes you are talking with a friend, or like I do this with my sisters all the time, where I'm like, okay, A or B, like do I want an iced coffee or a hot coffee? Even though the answer for me is always an iced coffee. But like I'm like, oh, just pick one. Like tell me which one. And then if they essentially like pick the hot coffee and I'm like, no, I don't really want the hot coffee. And I like there's like that little like moment of disappointment that they picked the one that I did not want. It's because you already know which one you want, right? And we spend so much time as humans thinking that we do not have the answers, and we do. It's about slowing down for a second and taking those pauses, right? When that like pause happens, our mind just expands. We're able to see deeper than what really is. And I don't know if I'm just going in too deep into this way of thinking, but I just think it's such an important thing, and I felt so called to give this message today, um, to either like present this to you as a whole new way of thinking, or to represent it to you. Maybe you forgot and you just need to hear this again. But listen to yourself, trust yourself. We are intuitive beings. We know so much, we hold so much knowledge within us for us to constantly be waiting for someone else to give us an answer. waiting for the answers to show up when they are already there. And notice how that might be a self-sabotaging mechanism that we have within us too, to and also a protection mechanism too, right? Because if, like, say you are waiting for your friends to constantly give you a yes or no, like you're constantly asking other people, well, what do you think? And I think if you are constantly even like not because sometimes like it's we're asking the universe for signs, and sometimes we're looking to our, beings, or human beings that are of the universe to give us these signs too. Like, if I'm constantly asking my sisters, what do you think I should do with this? It takes away that personal accountability again, to where if I do this and it goes wrong, then I can be like, hey, they said I should do this, right? This wasn't me. They said I should do this. But this comes back to that. I feel like we're gonna keep coming back to this accountability part, and I think that's an important part here too. But also just to trust yourself. Like, there's so much power within trusting yourself. And I'm not saying that you can't share these moments with other people and you ask other people for their opinions, but at the end of the day, it has to come back to you. Because if other people's opinions do not align truly to what you're thinking, if you're giving people an options, hey, like, should I eat a cake or a donut? And they say donut, but in reality, you want cake, then damn it, eat the cake, right? You know, you know which one that you want. And I want us to feel empowered. I want us to trust ourselves, and imagine what happens when we start to trust ourselves. The power that we feel, the action that we take. And also, I want to come back to the idea that not every hit that we take has to put us all the way down, has to mean that we are wrong. We are human beings meant to learn. We are curious by nature. And if we do not follow our curiosities, if we do not question our curiosities, we stay stagnant. And um, and we are meant to be moving, not constantly, but our energy is constantly moving, right? And we have physical moments of rest, and we have physical moments of where we take action, but our energy is constantly moving. And so when you feel that little tug, it's like, well, what do I do with this? Where do I go? Why do I feel this? And I have this card in one of my decks. Let me see. It might be this one. If I can find it real quick, then I'll find it and just say it to you guys. But I think it's this one. Ah, here it is. Actually, it's right here. Trust the niggle. What is that niggling feeling telling? What is that niggle? Wait, what is that niggling feeling trying to tell you? I'm just gonna read this card to you guys if you guys don't mind. Um, but I I want us to be able to trust ourselves so bad. Like, imagine, and that's the question I always have to ask myself too, is how far back am I holding myself? You know, and also I want to say this too, because this was coming up as a message that I had to say to you guys too, but make use of this eclipse energy. Make use of it. This energy is within high alignment for all of us. If you are asking to take, if you are wondering if you should take action on something, this is your time. I've been getting dreams about this, and I have been just getting signs overall, like from the universe, to take action during this eclipse energy. Trust the nickel, page 52. Okay. Let's go to page 52. Yeah, I really need to say that to you guys, but if you guys are looking for a sign, I know I just said you guys should trust yourself, but this is me just saying to you guys too that if you have been feeling to take action during this eclipse energy, during the month of April, take action. You will not regret it. If it does not show up immediately, it will show up and reward you in the future. Take action. Start building something right now. This energy of spring, we are in a renewal phase. So please take action. Please, please, please take action. The energy of the crescent moon is also being highlighted right here too. I had a dream a couple days ago about a crescent moon, and I want you to also talk, like, think about, there are some things that you know sometimes when you're looking for other people to give you that answer, there are some things that only you see, that only you would know, because it's designed for your path. And where other people might say, oh no, I don't think you should do this, or I don't really know about this, they would not know because it's not for them. It's not for them to even question. The question wouldn't even arise in them because it's not a path that they would be called to take. Rather than, you are giving these questions, you are getting that niggling feeling, right? Because it's meant for you to question. It's meant for you to take that path. So again, trust yourself. Let's just read this card real quick. Sorry, it might make some noise. I'm gonna clip this onto my shirt here, but oh, I wonder how far that is. Let's see. I'll put it right there. All right, trust the niggle. What is this niggling feeling telling you? That niggling feeling, that annoying, niggling feeling, that inconvenient, annoying, niggling feeling. Try as you might, it's there and it's not going anywhere. Most people spend years ignoring that niggling feeling, throwing their best dollops of stubbornness, ego, and post rationalization to numb them out. It's exhausting. And until you face the niggle, life just throws you. I just got like a really weird feeling in my stomach. So like, really, please trust your intuitive hits at these moments and for the rest of your life. But sometimes it's easier said than done. But still, just start taking small moments where you can start to trust yourself. All right. So it's exhausting, and until you face the niggle, life just throws you more bait to awaken it. Right? Oh, I think that's beautiful. To draw your attention to the light within you that is bursting to come out. The niggle is an arrow pointing to what is standing in your way, the relationship, the conversation, the decision, the shift that needs to take place, the stone in your shoe. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Like I just said, I felt it. I felt something in my stomach. Many this is where those moments of taking a pause in life, I feel like, really comes in. Meditation practices, moments to where you can just tune into your body. Yoga, even if it's just closing your eyes. Like if you're like in the morning. Okay, I don't know how that audio sounded. Sorry about that, guys. I didn't realize I probably clicked the button when I was trying to put it on my shirt. Oh no. I think I need two hands for this. Okay. Or maybe it won't change at all, but well, here we are. So, this is more organic, anyways, right? But what was I saying? Okay, so I take the train in the morning, and I like sometimes on the train I just take some time to just sit with my eyes closed and tune in with myself. And even like because I teach yoga, I consistently throughout the practice, and my students probably get so annoyed with me, but I'm just like, I constantly tell them to tune in with themselves, and I ask them like, how do you feel in this position? What sensation arises? What sensation and what body part arises? So just taking some time to tune into your body and notice, oh, I feel this here. Oh, this thought arises. Just taking time to tune in with yourself. So let's get back to this card. Um, Let's see. Often we feel the niggling feeling in our body first. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact, it is in the body. That's literally what I was saying, basically, about like, we're looking from the universe, but we are the universe, right? The universe is essentially is us. We are from the universe as we are also the universe. Yeah, okay. Many people think that intuition is something from the higher realms, but in fact, it is the body that is the intuitive one, working through our senses to deliver vibrational information. It takes just a moment every day to scan your body to receive the intuitive intelligence and act on it quickly. Guys, this is literally what I'm saying. Is there a moon somewhere in here? Or is it just the stars? Okay, whatever. You are being called to face the niggle now. If you don't face it, the universe will throw something so much more bigger and more obvious in your path. And then you will likely regret that you did not answer the niggle in the first place. I know it is scary, but you are safe. Answer the niggle now. What is the niggling feeling trying to tell you? That's your question for today. What is that feeling trying to tell you? How would I feel if I do this? And this would be a great time to start daydreaming. Like, to tune in with yourself to say, well, if this goes this way, what do I want to see from this? And this can be an easy place. Daydreaming can take you either way, right? It can take you to that positive, or it can take you to light attributes and take you to the dark attributes, to where you're questioning, like, oh, what if this happens? What if this happens? And you start thinking a little too forward, too future oriented thinking, and it makes you anxious. But see, then when those anxieties come through, that's when we talk to ourselves and say, hey, I, maybe that's time. Maybe it's time to come back into now, right? Maybe you had to draw back a little bit and say, hey, I only know what's now, right? Or you can correct it and say, what if it, say like that dark attribute shows up and it's like, what if we fail? Correct it and say, what if we don't fail? What if we do amazing? What if something great happens from this, right? So, and that's that time where you can just sit and reparent yourself. But this would also be a great time to start using your imagination to see, how do I want this situation to play out? If I do this and it works out great, what does that greatness feel like? What does it look like in me? But this is time for action. So I pray you guys find peace and courage, and benevolence benevolence in your actions. I wish you guys the absolute best love and light on the rest of your journey, on trusting the niggle within you, all right? Trusting your feelings, trusting yourself, enjoying and understanding that you are an intuitive being, that you are the universe. And anytime you are asking the universe a question, you are essentially asking yourself. And that's where we come back to this, we have so much hidden wisdom within us sometimes. And it's hidden sometimes because, sometimes we aren't taught that we have all this within us, or we are taught that we don't know as much as we think we do. And you do. And it's just sitting within yourself and trusting yourself, finding peace within yourself. So I do wish you guys the absolute love and light. I hope you guys are feeling free to spread your love and light with others and yourself. May you find yourself continuously on this journey, and come back to yourself as many times as possible. And I will catch you guys next time. Thank you for allowing me to share space with you guys today. I'm so very grateful. I'll catch you next time. Bye. Peace.